Autism is a spectrum disorder with a range of symptoms characterized by challenges in social skills, repetitive behavior, language, and nonverbal communication. 1 in 68 US children is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Music therapy has proven to be an effective intervention, yielding improvements in both social and language ability. Currently, there is no standard requirements for teachers in special education. Usually only a bachelor's degree and no extra training is required. Voices Together is a music therapy program based in Central North Carolina. It combines music and educational techniques in empowering people with mental disabilities. Currently, the Voices Together program is piloting the Teacher Toolbox, which aims to train teachers in music, implementing music therapy and the theory behind this intervention.
So our research team set out to answer the question whether or not the implementation of the Voices Together music therapy through the Teacher Toolbox is an effective intervention. The participants of our study included 10 special education classrooms in Alamance County. 5 of those classrooms had music therapists, a trained music therapist come in and do a music therapy session, while the other 5 teachers in the other classrooms underwent Teacher Toolbox training to help implement music therapy methods into their classrooms on a daily basis. So this is a timeline of our research and data collection points over a 6-month span. Note that the data collection is not yet finished, so our analysis is limited to baseline measurements and preliminary data for teachers and students.
So we collected preliminary data on the student demographics before our study, and out of the 70 student subjects, 81% were male. On a 5-level scale, the average baseline language ability was a 3, which correlates to the language ability of a neurotypical 2-year-old. The Teacher Practices Survey gave us insight into teachers' education and experience on working with special needs, specifically autism spectrum disorder. Over half of the teachers had a degree in special education, and the majority of teachers had taken at least 2 courses on autism spectrum disorder. However, the teachers all stated that they struggled in knowledge on implementing music in the classroom to build community, facilitating student-to-student contact, and using non-directive approaches within the classroom. And all 3 are areas in which the Teacher Toolbox directly addresses.
So overall, our findings demonstrated that teachers have been implementing the Teacher Toolbox into their classrooms on a daily basis. They've also reported positive feedback when it comes to experience with learning and implementing non-directive approaches. And finally, they've seen improved social behavior in their students. So after the training, all teachers showed a gain in knowledge in Teacher Toolbox methods. At the end of our study, data will be collected again using the same behavioral assessments and activities to see whether or not the Teacher Toolbox also had a positive outcome for the students as well.
One of the Voices Together songs is the Feeling Song, which aims to help on social emotional levels and skills within the students. So the following quote by one of the teachers shows the impact of the Voices Together program in the classroom on a minimally verbal student. I had another student ask him, "How do you feel today?" He said, "I feel happy." I could hear him so clear, I wanted to run around the room because this is not a kid who does that. For him to do that is phenomenal. Thanks to the impact of Voices Together, a student who rarely vocalizes was able to show his emotions in a full sentence. This is the impact we hope to see through the Teacher Toolbox.
So short term, our research team learned a lot about research methods, data collection and analysis, and also how to work together as an interdisciplinary team. After this year's project concludes, we hope to have a better understanding of which parts of the Teacher Toolbox works and which parts need to be further improved upon. Next year's Basque Connections team will continue our research and continue to analyze the data that we have collected. So the hopeful long-term implications include improving teacher practices and generating a community in the classroom, seeing improvement in students' social and language ability, and finally to provide greater accessibility to therapy in a time and cost-effective manner.
We'd like to give a special thanks to our research team. I'm Kate.
I'm Larry, and that's Max and Paulina, and we're the Voices Together team.